Hello everyone, and in today's video I want to talk about a hard truth, not only for you owner-operators, carriers out there, but also for you brokers and broker agents, right? And I understand that there are some exceptions to the rule with maybe you've got new authority, you're just getting started into freight brokering, or whatever your situation may be. But I do want to discuss this with you. It's something that's been kind of bothering me more and more so here lately. And I think I touched on this a little bit in one of my previous videos. About, well, in fact, I know I have, but about building relationships. Now, I was sitting here on the interwebs and kind of running through Facebook and everything and some of the other social media feeds and things, and I'm seeing, posts, I've been stuck in Portland, Oregon for the last 5 or 6 days and I can't get a load out. Why? Can anybody answer that for me? I know the answer. But Danny, you want to comment down below as to why a driver is stuck, even in this market, right? Where we've got more trucks and not enough freight. Why would that possibly be for 5 or 6 days? Bueller. Okay. Another thing that's shocking to me, and I'll answer that first question in a moment. Another thing that's shocking to me is that I'm still seeing loads posted to social media. Now, I to some extent I understand that, because it might be a new lane that they don't have, that a broker doesn't have established relationships on, and that they're looking rather than playing the spot market. Which they probably very well could, especially with the way things are now, and probably make a killing. But they probably truly are trying to build a relationship with a carrier on a consistent basis, so that, number one, they take care of their customer, and number two, they've got a good, reliable driver or carrier, owner operator, whatever the case may be, that they can take care of there as well, right? I've actually run into situations where I've, even just here in the last week, I've got, extra loads, or, I wouldn't call them extra loads, but loads that aren't always truly consistent, but I've got drivers that have run them for me in the past. I don't post them out to the load board. I call all of my regular good carriers first, right? So if you're a carrier that's out there, flip-flopping around, maybe you found another load on the load board that pays you an extra $100 more than what the other broker was offering. Well, there's a lot of different scenarios involved in that. But you fall off of that load, and that will damage your relationship. Okay? Oh, pardon me, I got a office kitty walking by there. But to answer that first question, why a driver would be sitting in any particular area for 5 or 6 days, right? It's because he hasn't built any kind of relationship with any direct shippers or brokers. And if he's just sitting there playing a spot market going, I can't go there, I don't want to go there, or even, looking at the load board all day long and at least not making a few calls to potential shippers in the Portland area, is mind-boggling to me. Absolutely mind-boggling. If I was sitting in a truck and I was stuck, I don't give a rip if I had to hold myself back there. Right? I don't give a rip where I'm at. I can be in BF anywhere. You can bet your bippy that I'm going to be calling shippers in that area and trying to see if they've got a load that I might be able to pick up for them direct. Right? In addition to calling a broker, maybe your lane is from Portland to Dallas and back, and you happen to get stuck. Well, find brokers that are, listing those loads with that lane and build those relationships. Right? They don't want, as a broker, they don't want carriers that are fly by night. They may or may not fall off a load. They've got every excuse in the world for not picking up the load if it's loads by appointment or delivers by appointment. And, you expect that broker to do what he says, right? Just like that broker expects for you to do what you say, right? And if you have a bad experience, don't work with that broker, right? We don't all need to hear about it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, I get, the whole, informing others about it, but it might be one bad agent, right, with a brokerage. It's not necessarily that entire brokerage. But build your relationships, I can't tell you, my established carriers, I pay extra versus a truck that calls me off a load board because it's that I don't have any kind of a relationship with. It's just a simple fact of the matter. And you might be sitting back going, well, it doesn't matter. Fuel's the same, insurance is the same, everything's same. But I don't know. And when my customer is very strict on their pickup appointments, delivery appointments, there any other accessorial or, requirements that need to be addressed, I can't have a carrier that I don't know. Now you prove yourself to me. Let's talk. I'm not going to pay you over the top when I don't know you, especially when I've had instances, which I just had an instance last week. Driver had more than enough time. He made it to the destination city. Like 4 hours ahead of his delivery appointment. Decided to go home because he lived in the area and not deliver till 2 p.m. Right, when he had a 9 a.m. delivery. But granted, he was there at 5 a.m. He was in town at 5 a.m. And I told him that if they got there early, that they would offload him. Oh, we went over there and we tried, but they wouldn't. No. You never even showed up. I know they didn't show up. You think I don't find out? Right? So, that's not a way to build a relationship. And those are the kind of carriers that are going to end up falling by the wayside with the market the way it is right now. Right? And you see some of these carriers, on social media popping up, well, I'm doing just fine. Well, why do you think that is? It's because they've built relationships. And if you watch in their posts, they'll be like, I had a shipper call me, or, one of my regular brokers called me, and I got this. Well, there you go. If you don't have a built relationship with a direct shipper or broker, they're not going to call you. They don't know you. Right? So build that relationship. That will help get you through these tough times. I get it. When the market is up, everybody wants to, and when produce season's on, if you're running reefer or vented van, everybody's all, and they fall off of their regular lanes, and then they come back in the fall and go, hey, let's get back to working together. No. Not going to happen. I paid you well all winter long, and maybe I even took a hit to help keep you rolling, So there's a trade-off there, right? And I don't mean to make this sound all one-sided as far as, being a broker or anything, but for myself personally, and I can't speak for all brokers or all carriers or anything, but for myself personally, I have paid, extra. I've broken even on loads. I've sent over, my rate agreement from my customer to prove that I was paying them every dime that the load had. Do you know why? Because they were a good carrier. I wanted to work with them. I wanted to keep working with them. It's sort of a you scrub my back, I'll scrub yours. So build your relationships. Don't be sitting in some, especially in a larger city or something like that, with a dry van for 5 or 6 days. Take the most reasonable offer. And and that might sound cruel, but build your relationships, right? Nobody cares about relationships when the market's high, but when the market dips, because like I keep telling everybody, there's an ebb and a flow, right, to the market. And if you've been in the industry for any length of time, you know that the market's up, the market's down, the market's up, the market's down, right? Well, everybody's crying when the market's down. And those people that are crying are the ones that haven't built relationships. You want to be consistent. You want to stay profitable. Build relationships. Okay? And I know that there's another group admin that for the last 2 or 3 weeks, one day he's going, oh, the market's coming back up. The next day, oh, the market's tanking. This and that. He didn't have any real solutions except peddling his factoring services or, whatever. I mean, I offer that out to you guys, you know what I mean? But it's your decision. Ultimately, I provide you with the information. If it's something that's a fit for you, hey, great. I'm still here. I'm not relying on it. I'm not going to sit here and boast about this or that. But in my opinion, I've partnered with, that's why it's called Resource, the Trucker's Resource, or the Freight Broker Resources. I've partnered myself with some companies that, are able to assist brokers and carriers alike that are extremely fair. And I've talked to carriers, I've talked to other brokers that, use these companies and things, and what kind of experience, what kind of ratings they have. And ultimately, we came to an agreement, and that's why I refer, what I do. But I'm not trying to hard sell anybody on anything, right? Everybody's situation is different. So to use the market, whether it's up or down, to push that and, turn off comments as soon as they comment, that's just a dictatorship, and that will never happen with my group, ever. We do our best to keep it spam free, which I think that we've done a pretty good job for the most part. We do surveys from time to time. What kind of things what's the consensus with the group as far as A or B or C, right? So more quality over quantity, I guess, is what I'm after. So that being said, hey, it's Monday. If you're looking at the coming week, build relationships, especially if you're sitting there stuck. I made phone calls today, text messages saying, hey, I've got this load, offering it to you first, and right on down the line before I post it on the board. I'm actually pretty well booked out except for Friday, which I'm just waiting on my carrier to send me over which driver he's sending over. But I'm basically, other than that, I'm booked out on my regular stuff. And that's all on my regular carriers, right? So, and they're all happy with, what's happening right now. If they weren't, they wouldn't run for me consistent, right? They call me, they got a problem, they text me, they got a problem, something happens. I had a driver, lose his lights the other day. Was going to miss his appointment. I texted him right back. I don't care if it's 3:30 in the morning. You know, build your relationships. Okay, that's what keeps us through the tough times. But it's also, what keeps everybody going, year round, regardless of what the market's doing. Okay, so that's my hard truth, right, for everybody. I'm going to be out tomorrow. I won't get into the reasons why. It's a hospital thing, but surgery. But anywho, I wish everybody well. Be kind to one another. And as always, stay safe. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching.